How do they do it? Why do they do it? Riding and crashing and riding and winning and always faster and faster.
Well, welcome back everybody to With Antone MotoGP 2025. And we've just had the Catalan Grand Prix MotoGP run and won yesterday. Not the most exciting race, but it's something that makes me ask this question today. Who's running MotoGP? Do you think it's Dorna with their new rules, stability control, and control over the grid spots? Do you think it's Liberty Media, the newly acquired ownership package that they have, and they're in charge? I don't think it's either of those. I don't think it's either of them. The person that is running MotoGP in 2025 is Marc Marquez, number 93. He's got everything under control. He can determine where people qualify within reason. He's got control over the sprint races, completely dominant in the sprint races. And he can actually determine in the main Grand Prix where exactly people are going to finish. I mean, look at yesterday. He was quite comfortable to sit in behind brother Alex. Alex went on to win the race, of course. Marc Marquez finishing in second, winning the sprint the day before. But he's in charge of MotoGP. So let's look at something else. He didn't want to win yesterday, which is a funny thing to say about a motorbike rider, because he does not want to win the title in San Marino. He doesn't want to do it in Rossi's backyard. So he's in control of what he's doing, and he's making sure he will deliver the title in the way he wants to deliver it. This whole season has been systematically planned out from when he left Honda last year, went to Gresini, lined up the red bike and jumped across. Now, look at that red bike now. You can barely see the 93 on the front of that bike. The bike is red and it's Marc Marquez red, and he is in control of what is going on in MotoGP in 2025. So Marc Marquez this year in 2025 has won 24 races. Now, it's 15 rounds, 2 races a round, that's 30 races maximum. He's won 24. Now, we're talking a lot about Ducati this morning, so let's talk about this concept of the Ducati Cup. Everyone was saying, well, it's a boring race this year, it's going to be Ducatis. But let's have a little look at, since the season break, what has happened. In Austria, we had non-Ducatis in the top 10, 6. In Hungary, non-Ducatis in the top 10, 7. And then yesterday in the Catalan Grand Prix, we had 7 non-Ducatis. So this is meaning that these guys have caught up. The concession rules are kicking in, but it hasn't stopped Ducati taking the 6th Constructors title in a row. Now, that's a record in MotoGP. No other manufacturer has done 6 in a row. So yes, Ducati, I should say, are dominating. They may be coming back to the field, but Marc Marquez on that Ducati certainly is not coming back to the field. KTM had a huge weekend. Of course, we got the news, and I put that out over the weekend about Gunther Steiner acquiring for 20 million euros the Tech 3 Hervé Poncharal. What did Hervé call Steiner? He called him a lucky bastard, because what happened? Bastianini, the beast, put the KTM Tech 3 into 3rd position. So that's his first Grand Prix box position for KTM. And it's also saw Acosta running in 4th. But also for KTM, to make the weekend even better, they won the Manufacturers' Cup in Moto 3. So they're beating Honda there. So that's really something that I think makes for a great weekend for what KTM have actually been doing. And while we're talking about Gunther Steiner and KTM, there seems to be a lot of interest in MotoGP teams and investments. There's rumours going around about Verstappen. We know about Lewis Hamilton. But it seems that these Formula One drivers, rich and highly successful individuals, are seeing MotoGP as a bit of a bargain to buy in at this sort of price. Now, the Tech 3 price, 20 million euro, 10 million euro a grid spot, that's not really that expensive. So there's a lot more interest coming into the paddock off the back of what Liberty have done, and we've seen it with Steiner. So also one to talk about, I think, for recap here at the Catalan Grand Prix is Yamaha. They had a strong weekend. We had two Yamahas in the top 10. Fabio Quartararo, what a sprint race. He had a great sprint race. The guy's quick. You can't argue. Quartararo is a quick guy when he gets on the right bike. And today, right now, this afternoon in Barcelona, he'll step out on the V4 for the first time. So this is an exciting time for him. Oliveira, farewell to Oliveira, but he put it into the top 10 in 9th. So I think the next couple of days for Yamaha are going to be very, very important when we see the V4 run today in Barcelona. They're racing it next weekend in San Marino under Fernandez, and then all of the riders are going to ride this V4 on the final test day in Marino, so today week. So we're going to have a lot of information. It'll be interesting to see what times, if they release the times today, private test, for what Fabio Quartararo will do on the V4. Okay, so that's a wrap. Who do you think is running MotoGP? Do you think this whole situation with Marc Marquez? I want to give you a tip today before I leave. I think what's going to happen is Marc Marquez is going to win the title this year in 25. He's going to win the title next year in 26. He's going to ride 27 for the new regulations, whether that's on a red bike or whether that's on a Honda. We'll have to wait and see. But then I think he'll be the guy in the market to buy a MotoGP team. And I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't actually buy Gresini for season 28. Let's wait and see. That's a long-term forecast. Anyway, I'll be dropping another episode later this week as we head to San Marino, because it'll be round 16. It's Rossi's backyard, and maybe Bastianini can keep the form going. But drop down in below what you think about what's happening with MotoGP at the moment. Investments, changes, Marc Marquez in control, and we're seeing maybe a slight eroding of the Ducati Cup as these other manufacturers, their concessions start to finally kick in. All right, well, thanks for watching this weekend, and I look forward to talking to you later in the week when we look at San Marino in a bit more detail. Okay, bye for now.